Hey y'all, what's up? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 6, Episode 16. I know this video is kind of late or whatever, but I was in for the turn up the whole 4th of July weekend or whatever, including the day of. So, yeah, that's why this video is late and everything. But, I know you guys are glad that this shit is over with, because I'm glad, you know, we still have the reunion to get through, but I'm glad that this shit is coming to a close because I'm sick of all these motherfuckers. Okay, so anyways, we picked up right where we left off from last week with Kirk and Mama Charlene going at it about the Dana, okay, the DNA. And you know, Kirk, he's asking the producers, he's like, you know, did y'all tell her to say that shit or whatever? And you know, she's trying to break up my family, and y'all trying to break up my family, this, that, and the third. And I was like, now, granted, Mama Charlene probably could put a lid on it sometimes, but she ain't saying nothing different that the rest of us has been saying. You know what I mean? In regards to this situation. And then on top of that, don't, try to blame Mama Charlene and the producers of Love and Hip Hop for your dirty dick problems. Don't do it, okay? Like, this is all on you, Playboy. I mean, I'm just saying. So, you know, they still just going at it. I just kind of tuned them out at this point because I ain't give a fuck, you know. Rashida, she's like, you know, that she gets his frustrations or whatever, but she can't feel for him because, you know, he brought this all on himself or whatever, yada yada yada. So then we're at Mama D's palace, her new palace or whatever, and you guys know that she's pretty much trying to have this get together for Samantha and Tommy. And in the meantime, while they're waiting for Tommy to show up or whatever, Mama Deb is, you know, giving Mama D some sex advice and some sex toys, you know, in regards to her marriage with Ernest and everything. So we see Tammy and Tommy, you know, in the car on their way there, and you know, Tommy, she's like, she approves of this, you know, meeting or whatever because she loves Deb and everything. And you know, they start talking about the meeting, you know, with Dime and how things went left so quickly. And you know, Tommy was saying that, you know, pretty much saying what I said last week, that I didn't think that Tommy was trying to say that, you know, directing it to Dime personally that she could get this work. She was just pretty much saying in general whatever, and Dime just kind of took that shit the wrong way. And you know, she thinks Dime is jealous of her or whatever, you know, she thinks Dime is jealous of her or whatever, and I don't think that's the case. I don't know why people always say that every time they get into it with somebody. It's just, no, y'all just don't get along, that's what it is. I don't think Dime is jealous of her though. But anyway, so you know, Sam, she got a drink or whatever. Deb, she lectures her about drinking. KK takes the, you know, the drink from Sam. You know, Tammy walks in and she sees everybody, and she's kind of confused about what's going on at first, but then she realizes that, oh, KK, you know, must have got all this together or whatever for, you know, Tommy and her mom. And so, you know, Tommy is annoyed because she didn't expect this or whatever. Of course, you know, she didn't know that this was gonna, you know, that this was going on. So, you know, she feels like that, you know, everybody is in her mom's business, and they, you know, they just don't understand pretty much or whatever. And you know, Tammy's mom, she starts to speak, you know, she starts to speak about her relationship with Tammy, and you guys know that we got an insight on that last week and everything. And you know, Deb tells Samantha, you need to listen to Tommy or whatever, don't be on no defensive shit. So you know, KK tries to, you know, get Tommy to hug, you know, her mom and everything, and Tommy is like, come on, mom, you know we not on that or whatever. And you know, Samantha, she just wants to have a normal relationship with Tommy and everything. And you know, she was like, I'm not understanding why we can't do that or whatever, this, that, and third. And Tommy is like, I mean, girl, come on, like, you, like, let's be real here. You know, you wasn't there. You wasn't, you know, around for me and all this other stuff. And Samantha is like, look, I was 17 and, you know, I brought you everything and stole for you or whatever. Like, trying to, like, make justifications or whatever and not really owning up to her shit. You know what I mean? And Tommy, she's like, oh, hell no, I don't need this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she over it or whatever. And, you know, Deb tries to stop her, but you know, Tommy is like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And, you know, Deb, she reprimands Samantha about listening. She was like, didn't I just tell you about that shit or whatever? And then you sitting up here drinking alcohol after I told you you didn't need to be drinking that shit or whatever. Well, actually, was it Deb that kind of reprimanded her about the alcohol, or was it KK? I think it was both of them, really. But anyways, they pretty much tell them that they, you know, I mean, they pretty much tell Samantha that they need to go to therapy or whatever, because this situation is beyond them at this point. And, you know, Deb, she's explaining to, you know, Samantha, like, look, I lost 2 sons. Both of them are, like, gone, and I can't get them back or whatever. And them are moments that you can't get back. And Samantha is saying that how, you know, Deb talking to her is a wake-up call and yada yada yada. So anyways, we get Stevie and Jocelyn. They meet up at some, I don't know, was it an ice cream parlor or something? I wasn't paying attention. But you know, even Stevie's sister has had it the fuck up to here with Jocelyn and her bullshit at this point. You know what I'm saying? And you know, cause she walked out on Jocelyn or whatever, and you know, because I guess she was helping Jocelyn out with the baby and everything. And, you know, since that, Stevie hasn't seen Bonnie Bella since. So Jocelyn shows up with Bonnie Bella. And, you know, Stevie is like, you know, why ain't you been answering my FaceTime calls or whatever? You know, I want to talk to my daughter and da-da-da-da. And, you know, Jocelyn claims that she didn't block him on FaceTime, and you know, they get into it about the whole dinner situation and how things went left, and you know, how the apology wasn't, you know, sincere or whatever. And you know, how Jocelyn was saying to Savannah that, you know, that she can't beat her up and all this other stuff. And you know, Jocelyn is like, I mean, you know, I didn't want to slap that nasty wig off her head or whatever, because she is of age at this point. And Stevie is like, yeah, bitch, but you are grown. She's of age, but you're grown. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And Jocelyn, she's like, she was like, I mean, I just had to let her know, you know, she was like, I was acting girl, but I just had to let her know that she couldn't beat me and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. And you know, Stevie is like, I mean, I just would have handled the situation differently, that's all, or whatever. And I see Jocelyn, she's still going in or whatever. She going in on Mona now or whatever, saying how Mona owes her all this money. And you know, just, you know, she was saying, like, she was just going off on Mona or whatever. Mona, you know, Mona Scott Young. But anyway, so where was I at? I kind of went off a little bit. Oh yeah, Jocelyn is saying how, you know, his sister abandoned her or whatever, just like everybody else, so she's moving to Miami or whatever. And it's just like, well, bitch, bye then. The fuck? You know what I mean? And, you know, Stevie is like, okay, you can go, but Bonnie is staying here. Like, you know, he's saying that he's tired of Jocelyn using Bonnie as a pawn or whatever. And, you know, he's like, you wanted me to fire old girl and everything. She was like, you know, talking about Estelita or whatever. And she's like, yeah, that's if we get back together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she's still talking about, you know, them being together and getting married and all this other stuff. And how, you know, she wants him to come to New York because she has something going on in New York. And, you know, so they can both sit down and fire her together and all this other stuff. And Stevie thinks that Jocelyn is delusional to be still talking about marriage at this point after everything that they've been going through, and blase blase. So then we get Horaya and Treasure, aka Trashy P, back on the scene or whatever. And it's just like, we still gotta deal with these two bitches. Like, and it's like, we haven't seen Horaya in a minute now, so it's like, fuck, we gonna bring her back on the season finale, okay. But anyway, so you know, Treasure, she's like, you know, she wanted to reach out to Lovely Mimi or whatever, because her and, you know, Mariah may have offended her by, you know, but, you know, considering the fact that she's a married woman and everything. So they show up at her nail shop or whatever. Lovely Mimi is shocked to see, you know, Mariah there after she, you know, pretty much spilled the beans on her. about, you know, her sleeping with Ciara's husband. So Treasure is asking if her and if, you know, if Lovely Mimi and Ciara are friends. And, you know, Lovely Mimi is like, no. Why, you know, why you say that? Oh, because I dropped the ball or whatever on Mariah or whatever. Like, you know, girl, my bad or whatever. But you shouldn't have told me that. No way. Like, you were sleeping with your boss's husband. Like, come the fuck on. And you know I'm married. And, you know, Treasure, here she go again, saying that women, you know, that the side chicks are victims too and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, this girl cannot be this fucking stupid. I can't believe that she is this fucking stupid. I'm just gonna assume that, you know, this is Mona's doing, that Mona is feeding her this shit to say, because I don't know. But anyway, so Lovely Mimi is like, well, look, y'all both got different lifestyles than I do, and, you know, y'all stepped into Atlanta on the wrong foot, and, you know, y'all should know right from wrong and all this other stuff. I didn't see nothing wrong with what the hell Lovely Mimi said. You know what I'm saying? Treasure sitting up here saying that, you know, I tried to come in here on peace with Lovely Mimi and everything, and, you know, resolve some shit or whatever, but she being real disrespectful right now. And it's like, really, girl? You being disrespectful by sitting up here talking to this married woman about side chicks being the victims too. Like, get the fuck out of here. So anyways, you know, Lovely Mimi is like, I mean, I can't sit up here and hang out with Mariah and do whole shit with her and all this other stuff. And Treasure's like, I mean, why I gotta be whole shit? Oh, you know, why I gotta be whole shit and everything? Because sleeping with a married man is whole shit. No matter how you, I don't care how you slice it. That's whole shit, okay? So Treasure, she's ready to leave and all this other stuff. Mariah said something. I don't know what the hell she said, but it set Lovely Mimi off. She ready to pop both of these bitches at this point and everything. And they ended up, Mariah and Treasure, they ended up getting carried out by security out of Lovely Mimi's salon. I was, you know, here for Lovely Mimi in that situation. Like, seriously, like, are you serious? Like, child. But anyways, okay, so then we get Rashida. You know, she shows up depressed with her mom or whatever, and Kelsey, you know, Kirk's daughter, she's already there working and everything. And, you know, Rashida tells, you know, Kelsey, like, look, I know you and your brother had good intentions by bringing your father there, but you see how things turned out, right? And, you know, Kelsey was like, yeah, I know, but, you know, I thought you guys were just going to talk, but I didn't know that, you know, Charlene was going to bring the drama. And, you know, they all are like, you know, I never seen him this mad, or I've only seen him mad like one time, yada, yada, yada. And Charlene is like, I mean, saying the same thing I said earlier. Like, I've been saying the same shit that everybody else been saying in regards to this damn Dana. And when I say something, he want to get all, you know, his panties in the bunch and everything. So, you know, Rashida is telling them what the papers were, that they were separation papers, and how he, you know, it pretty much wants to give her everything. You know, the only thing that he wants is just to manage her for 2 more years and all this other stuff. And, you know, Kelsey is like, oh yeah, you know, like, well, she's saying that she doesn't even want to think that far about them separating and all this other stuff. But, you know, she's like, oh yeah, you know, there, you know, somebody came by with something for you earlier or whatever. And it's an envelope or whatever, and it's a letter from Jasmine, and she's apologizing for her part in the situation. And Rashida don't even want to finish reading the letter, and she's sitting up here saying how Jasmine ain't woman enough to come talk to her face to face and all this other stuff. But this whole season, it seemed like you ain't been wanting to talk to her or hear what the hell she got to say. So, I mean, what the hell? Like, I mean, seriously? So, but anyway, so, she's sitting up here saying how Jasmine is looking real stupid in these streets. And I'm like, now, Rashida, you got some nerve to be talking about somebody looking stupid in these streets. I'm just saying, okay? But anyway, so, you know, Charlene, I mean, no. It's also some DNA test results in there. So, you know, Charlene, she grabs the envelope or whatever. She takes the paper out, but she decides to give it to Rashida so Rashida can read it and everything. So, it's, you know, the test results from Logan. And like I've been telling y'all all this time, Logan is not the father. Okay, so that still leaves Kirk or whatever. And I keep on hearing shit that apparently Kirk did take the Dana and that he is the father. Whatever, I don't know, I don't care. We get Tommy and Samantha. They go to see a therapist, and it's no other than Dr. Sherry. Dr. Sherry, if y'all watch the Braxtons or whatever, you know, Toni Braxton and her sister, she's been up there a lot. It ain't the person to go to. Like, she don't get shit resolved, okay? Not a goddamn thing. But anyway, so, you know, Tommy shows up, you know, Samantha is already there, and she talks about how she just kind of she's not interested in a relationship with her mom anymore, or at least not at this point. And, you know, Tommy doesn't believe that her mom really wants a relationship with her or whatever, and how they just keep on sweeping shit under the rug. Samantha gets defensive. She walks away. Dr. Sherry, you know, chases her or whatever and talks to her and convinces her to come back in and everything. And, you know, Samantha is just tired of hearing about how bad of a mom that she was or whatever. But it's like you keep on hearing about it because you're not owning up to it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Samantha, she gets on the ground or whatever, and Tommy like, come on, Ma, don't do this. Don't, you know, get up off the ground. But, you know, she's hugging Tommy and everything, and Tommy, you know, finally hugs her back or whatever. And, you know, Samantha apologizes about everything, and, you know, they hug again, and Tommy is emotional as well. And, you know, she's wiping her mom's tears with her tissue or whatever. And I thought that was cute or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got a heart. Okay, I do have a heart. I just have a low tolerance. I mean, pretty much like everybody else with these damn reality shows, okay? Because they be on some bullshit. But that did kind of touch me a little bit, you know. But pretty much, yeah, they just going to take it one day at a time. And, you know, hopefully things do work out for them. We get Stevie. He invites, you know, his daughters. You know, he invites his daughters out for an event for his record label, and you know, they thought that it was going to be like a date or something, like a daddy and daughter date. He has an announcement, and they like, I know Jocelyn ain't here, is she? And he looking around like, you know, trying to, you know, throw them off the trail, you know, at first or whatever. And this is when he talks about how, you know, Jocelyn had booked an interview for the Wendy Williams show, and he knew nothing about it or whatever. And I guess that's the proposition or whatever that she had up in New York, because you guys know that Wendy Williams show is in New York. And we had heard about this like what, a month or so ago, about them supposing to be up there and everything, but you know, they canceled at the last minute. But the way it seemed, the way it was presented as if Stevie had knew about it. You know what I'm saying? So now that we're hearing on the show that he didn't know about it, you know what I'm saying? This is kind of like, well, damn. Like, what are you doing, Jocelyn? So, anyways, you know, like, sitting up here acting like as if they really this happy couple or whatever. Like, shit been good between them at this point when it hasn't. You know what I mean? So anyways, you know, he's reflecting on the fact that he broke Mimi's heart. He lost friendships and a whole bunch of other shit, you know, chasing behind Jocelyn and everything. And they did some flashbacks. He's giving his speech on stage, and he introducing, you know, Estelita as the first lady of Danger Zone Entertainment, or whatever the shit is called. You know, the girls, they are relieved or whatever. They're like, oh, thank God it's not Jocelyn Hernandez, and blase. And then they put up on the screen, and I guess this is what has set Jocelyn off the other day to go off on Mona, because they put on the screen about how, well, for one, they show Jocelyn's past, you know, fucked up behavior on this show, but they also, you know, talk about this season, how she's been very uncooperative, and you know, they show clips of her, you know, being uncooperative with, you know, with the producers and everything, and not really answering questions and blase. So yeah, Then we get the closing the course, you know, everybody, you know, saying they last little, you know, lines or whatever for the show. Tammy, you know, she decides that her marriage is worth it, and you know how it was nothing wrong with her and Rashida. It was Kirk and Walker's insecurities and blase, and how she's going to be working on her music as well as continue to work on her marriage. Mimi says that she is not obsessed with Stevie J and Jocelyn. You know, she just wants Stevie to open up his eyes to Jocelyn and her bullshit. She's only obsessed with her daughter, and yeah, whatever. Carly, you know, her new store is popping, and is even more popping than the last store. Her sex book is coming soon. I'm not sure if it's out yet or not. If it is, have any of y'all read it? Y'all let me know if y'all have. And her and C's, they're pretty good. Jock is talking about how he shouldn't have got back involved with Carly, but he just gonna be chilling in this tree house with him and his llamas. And then we get who else? Stevie, and how he doesn't know how shit is going to go between him and Jocelyn, but as long as he is not with Jocelyn, he gets to, you know, see Eva as much as he wants to and everything. Dime, she's ready to plan a wedding, and you know, her and Sean are, you know, looking for a new home to share together. Mama D and, you know, Mr. Ernest, they back on track or whatever. They about to be knocking the boots again and everything. And she realizes that maybe that will eliminate some of their problems if they get their freak on. Okay. And Tommy and her mom, they're still working on their issues, but she wants to be a better mom to her children. Rashida is over the mess, and she signs the separation papers, and that was pretty much, you know, the end of the episode or whatever. I'm sorry if it's kind of lackluster, you know, today. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of shit or whatever. But yeah, like I said, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.